So a group chat that turned into a podcast? Hell yeah, dude. Venting to all your besties? Hell yeah, dude. Are they a little bit bothered? Hell yeah, dude.
Welcome to the very first episode of A Little Bit Bothered podcast. Step into the podcast that feels like your best friend's group chat, the inner sanctum of friend conversations, the secret snark society, the sass and spills social, the sparkle and snark squad, the petty posse, the banter brigade. You get the point. Where the tea is piping hot, unpacking the things that bother us, one chat at a time. And we're your hosts. I'm Kelsie.
I'm Ashley.
I'm Nicole.
And I'm Monica.
So we all put a little bit bothered on our Instagram little note, and people are noticing. I didn't think anybody would notice. I didn't think anybody was going to notice that at all, but multiple people have messaged all of us now and been like, what is this?
What does that mean? Did you guys do this on purpose?
We're stirring up interest.
So if
just
you're
put
one
the
of
eyeballs.
those people and you're listening to this now,
this is what it's
about.
Right?
We decided on a little bit bothered. I think that was our name originally, right? We never had a different name because we have our little group chat on Instagram where all four of us, it feels like we're bothered by things and we tell each other, and it's just like the
amount of
shit.
times. Yeah, the amount of times we just all come to the chat and we're like, this is pissing me off today.
Well, it started because we were trying to think of a name for the podcast. And Nicole's like, what if we did unhinged and unbothered? And I'm like, well, that would be a lie because I think we're a little bit bothered.
Oh, yeah.
We're at least a little bit bothered.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, that is catchy, but wait a minute. Unbothered? Does that describe us? Actually, no.
We are very bothered.
Right.
Actually, the name should be very bothered, but that doesn't sound good.
Yeah,
so
a little bit bothered
We're
might
a
be.
little bothered.
Right. Well, and I feel like
Optimistic.
right. Well, and we end up coming to the chat like literally about everything and just talk through it. And I love our friendship where we vent, but then we always kind of find the way to like keep encouraging each other and finding ways to keep moving through it. But the other part of the name is because we always vent and then end with like, I'm fine. I'm a little bit bothered, but I'm fine.
Literally.
Which translation is I'm not fine.
Yeah.
Fine. Yeah.
I'm fine. I'll be fine, but I'm still bothered by this thing.
So if you are a listener and joining us today for our first day, this is kind of what you can expect. Like the group chat where we can talk about all of the random crap that kind of bothers us and just talking through it. There's a little bit of everything here.
Yeah. Also, don't be surprised if we trauma dump and then cry.
Probably.
That could definitely be very realistic.
That's actually what our group chat.
I'm Kelsie and I'm the crier.
Same. Hi, I was just crying literally yesterday, so.
For real.
Kelsey's the crier. I'm kind of the mean one. Ashley definitely reels us in. She's the more level-headed one. And
She's
Monica's
also
our
very
mom.
sarcastic.
Monica's our mom.
Mother Fox.
Yeah, that's my mother fault.
Mother Fox.
She keeps her little ducks in a row.
Literally.
Yes.
Little foxes in a row, I guess.
Yes, my little foxes. How do you say foxes plural? Is it foxes? What is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, you're my little foxes. Perfect.
My fan is making a
Fox
noise.
eye.
Fox eye.
I love it. Welcome to our podcast. I'm so excited. We are finally doing this. This is happening.
It's happening.
It's been a long time.
Sweating.
Like a really long time. Like
Such a
too
long time. But I guess that's what happens when you are busy moms, but we're making it happen. Here we are.
We're making it work.
Yeah. So I think maybe for our listeners who are brand new, like let's just kind of introduce ourselves a little bit more. Like we are friends who have met on the internet, which is so wild to me still that we've become best friends, literally living in 3 different states. Like
Even more wild because some of us haven't even met each other in person, and some of us have.
Yep. I've never met Kelsie.
Yeah, that is pretty wild.
Kelsey's the odd man out for most
Right?
of us.
I've met
Like-
Monica.
Yes. One time in person. We literally have a girls' trip planned and have not all been together in the same place ever before, which is wild. But I guess this is what mom friendships look like in 2024.
Yeah,
Literally.
I don't know. So I feel like that's such a huge thing, is trying to find friends in motherhood, but not even just motherhood, like being adults. Like, why is it so hard?
Trying to
It's
find friends,
definitely
period.
Almost impossible. Yeah,
Literally.
You're not forced into it like you are in school. Like in school,
Mhm.
you are shoved into an environment where you do or die. You make friends.
Pretty
And you
much.
have so many
You make friends
For real.
activities. Yeah, when you're a kid, you have like
Yeah.
activities like sports and whatever
Things
clubs.
to do.
Mm-hmm.
Even as an adult, if you're in a sport or a club, it's actually still kind of awkward to like introduce yourself or like really like make friends with those people outside of that thing, you know?
It is true. Yep. I was
Mhm.
gonna say we need clubs and like outings as adults, and then I thought like, oh, there are things like that. So
Well, even
I'm
like
just not part of them.
right.
I'm not either.
Well, and I don't know about you guys, but like I had this idea in my head that like, okay, once my kids start doing sports and stuff, and like we're out and about, we're doing stuff, like I'm just gonna make mom friends there. Like it's just gonna happen. Like we're just gonna have the friends and we're gonna make the play dates, and like so easy. And it's not.
Not
Mm-mm.
wrong. You are
Mm-mm.
wrong. You are very wrong. Because I had that same thought.
Yeah.
Not how it happened.
No. Not even a little bit.
No. And,
Basically,
like, I
the
feel
only
like-
friends I've had in adulthood are like work, like from work.
Yes.
Like that's the only
Yeah.
place. So like, like
Mhm.
if you're a stay-at-home mom, I actually have no idea how you.
It's
I'm
very
not even
hard.
sure how we all came together, and then let alone like if you're a stay-at-home mom and you don't go to work, I don't know where you find a friend because that's the only place I've found mine besides you guys.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like that's really accurate. Like I've had a hard time going from working and then to being the only one in my friends group that had kids. So then I was the only stay-at-home mom that I knew. And I lost all those friends from work. I don't keep in touch with them anymore.
Yeah.
It maybe a little
Mhm.
bit the first year that my daughter was born on this earth, but after that, like they all just kind of like, except for my very like best friend that I've known since childhood, but you know, other than that, it's so hard to like keep friends when you become a parent without
Mhm.
a job, I feel like.
Yeah,
I think
I had a
that
problem like finding friends even before having kids. It was hard to make friends as an adult.
Yeah.
Very true.
I think it's just a totally different environment, but I think that like military has kind of given me a different experience for friendships just because like I lived on an island and away from family. I had no choice. Like if you don't get out there and make friends, then you are going to be the loneliest bitch that there could be.
Does that make it a little easier though? Because like you're on an island. Well, in your case, you're on an island, but you're also on like a base. So like everybody on the base is in a similar position to you, right? So you have like a immediate kind of bond. Does that make it easier a little bit or not so much?
I'm really shy and awkward.
Are you?
So I am. If you
I don't think so.
met me randomly in person, I probably would be like standing in
Is
the
that how
corner
it's gonna be when
looking
we
like a
meet you in
creeper.
Savannah?
No,
No.
you guys have
God,
you've unlocked my full freak, and it will never be read back in. But like my
Yes.
first 6 months in Hawaii, the only friends I had were the people that Trevor worked with, and then they started a spouses kickball league, and I don't know what possessed me to join because I don't put myself in situations where I don't know people, but I did. I joined. And it was the best thing I ever did because I have made like lifelong friends from it. But that goes back to school. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of a situation where if you're in it, you're gonna make friends, but you have to be put in that situation. And as adults, we don't put ourselves in those situations as much.
Well, it's
Very
almost
true.
it's the
Definitely don't.
convenience of it, right? Like if you're on similar schedules and you're in similar places, it becomes easier to become friends and like maintain that. But once your life start to change, it's not like you stop caring about those people, but like it takes so much more work to maintain those friendships.
Oh yes, for sure.
But I feel like once you find your adult friends, you get to, especially like our friendship, you get to know them on a level that you didn't know
Yes.
existed.
You
Yeah.
get to know them.
Well, it's almost like you have to because you have to like filter out the friends that like you still care about them, but they might not be your closest friends. And so you have to like decide who gets more of your time and your energy because you only have so much of it.
If they
Oh, for
can't
sure.
handle your freak, then they don't. They gotta.
Is somebody gonna match my freak?
Yes, you have to find people that match your freak.
Okay, but that's why this friend group works so good, is because we all match each other's freak. Because I've had other friend groups, and this is like so annoying in adult friend groups where I'll have a friend and they don't, like, they're not fully honest or fully transparent, and they still have like a front up, you know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, if I'm complaining about my kids or I'm having trouble with something, and they kind of like pretend everything is perfectly fine in their life, like that
Liar.
makes me insane. Especially if I know, like, somehow secondhand, like, this has happened to me so many times. I know something negative in this person's life that's happened, but they don't want to come out and tell me themselves. It's like, well, are we friends then? Or like, what is this, you know?
Yeah.
Are we friends or not?
Yeah,
Like,
that has like dwindled.
life is hard.
friendships.
Life is hard for everybody. Nobody's perfect all the time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, like, give it to me. Dish it to me. I want
Yeah.
to know. Tell me all the things.
Yeah.
I
wanna
don't need
skip
to
the
know
small
what you
talk.
think about the weather. I need to know, like, the most traumatic thing that's ever happened
Yeah.
to you. Like,
Trauma dump on
I
me.
need to know. I need to know. Have you ever shaved your butthole?
This feels like a personal attack, Nicole.
It is.
It is a personal attack. It is. Kelsie, wait, you guys.
Kelsie, please.
People are
I
listening.
think
and they
Kelsie has a
don't know.
story. I think
Yeah,
Kelsie has a
Kelsie.
story.
Kelsie,
This is a
please
safe
tell
space.
me.
This is
You
a
want to
safe
find
space.
out
The
if
people listening-
everybody that listens to this matches our freak right off the
Yes,
bat.
the people
Right off the
listening
bat.
are
Let's
coming
do it. We are
into
going to
our
find
friend
our we are going to find our people right now.
No fake friends. No fake friends.
group. No, we're not doing it here. We're not doing it. Kelsey's gonna tell you.
Listen, when you are an adolescent, no one tells you that you're gonna grow hair on your butthole. They say pubic hair. You're gonna get pubic hair. Okay?
It's true.
11-year-old me didn't think pubic hair meant I was gonna have pubes on my butthole. Like, no one said
Nope.
that. So when I started getting pubic hair on my butthole, I was shooketh, and I thought that I was a freak.
I mean, you are in a different way, but
You're like, oh
I
my god, I'm
mean-
turning into Wolverine.
I'm a monster.
I was like, people cannot know that I have hair on my butthole. No one else has mentioned having hair on their butthole. No one talked about this in the puberty period classes. I'm a bear. I'm an animal.
isn't it?
So of course, like, I attempted to shave it because nobody
Why
else
not?
had it. I
Attempt.
had to do what
Yeah.
you got to do.
Yeah, why
when
not?
You're a teenager with butthole hair.
Yeah.
So I got a razor and I attempted to shave it. Now, this people are gonna come for me because some people don't like baths. I'm a bath girly. I've always been a bath girly. I shaved my butthole in the bath.
So you were just floating around with your butthole?
Wait, I didn't
You
even
made
think
that
of that.
so much worse.
We just
It has
discovered
to
a whole new level to this story.
Whoa.
That's my job. I'm here to make things worse. That's my job on the podcast.
Oh my god, you guys are learning so much about me. So I shaved it. And I accidentally cut my butthole. We're gonna have to cut all the breathy noises from me dying into this mic. Okay, I shaved my butthole and I cut it. And it obviously hurt. So I was talking to one of my best friends and I couldn't tell her that I shaved my butthole. So I
Because the hair
lied.
doesn't exist.
Because I obviously wanted to share enough to know that, for her to know that my, like, why I was complaining, because my butthole was in pain from cutting it with a razor. But I didn't want to tell her that I shaved my butthole. So
Because fake friends. Come on.
right? I mean
Also,
adolescence,
like,
insecurities.
you don't
So
want
I
to tell
said
people
that.
things when you're 11, just in case they go tell anybody else. Like, what
Well,
the
I don't
hell?
think
Like,
I was 11 because, like, I was a late
Okay.
bloomer. But
you know what I mean. When you're in your teenage years.
Yeah.
but I think that made it worse because, like, I don't know. Anyways, so
What
I
did you
told
tell her? Yeah.
I said, I was like, oh, like, my butthole hurts. I dropped the razor in the bath and then I scooted to find it and I scooted over it and I cut my butthole.
It's even better than the second time I've heard it.
But had this conversation in our group chat, and they're like, did she believe you? And I was like, at the time, I thought she believed me. But now that I'm saying it to you, like, it's hard to imagine that she did. So I asked her, I hope she listens to this. So I asked her, I said, do you like remember
And this was
this?
recent, right? Like
Yes,
current day.
just yes, within the last month.
If she remembered it, I'm sure she remembered it because that's like scarring. That
She did.
Yeah, like that's a very specific experience.
She instantly started laughing. Yes, I remember. And I said, did you believe me? And she's
hard
like,
no.
No. But that makes me, I feel better because, like, obviously she probably had butthole hair too. And if she had just shared that with me, I wouldn't have had to lie. And
I love how you correlating her having butthole hair to her just pretending like she believed you, when I think she was just trying to be a good friend.
Yeah,
so nice
she was.
That was a good friend.
I needed it at that point in my life. I needed
it to be true. Yeah.
That she believed my butthole hair.
Here's the thing, though. Why'd you even tell her about the cut butthole in the first place?
Oh yeah. How did it even come up?
I don't know. I'm an oversharer.
That's
I share
where the
everything.
line was, though.
Have you guys learned this about
the
me?
cut
I'm
butthole?
telling you about me shaving my butthole. Obviously, I told her I cut my butthole. I was just too afraid to admit that I had butthole hair because I thought I was a freak. What is happening?
How many times can we say butthole hair in one episode?
No. It's gonna be the hashtag.
Don't tempt me. I have a microphone. Don't tempt me.
Oh god.
Oh
Might
my
have been
gosh.
dangerous.
But like,
Kelsie,
why is
this
it
one of
that?
my favorite stories?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite too. But like, why is it that like that issue, like that doesn't end in like junior high and high school? Because that carried all the way through like to labor. Like there were so many things that just nobody told me. Nobody said
Literally.
I
anything.
want to know at what point I realized that other people had butthole hair and I wasn't a freak.
I want to know that too.
I don't know, but
Do you know
at
now?
some point I
Do you know now? For the record, other people have butthole hair.
Yes.
I mean,
However, I would like to say I didn't get my butthole hair until I call it second puberty, when you reach like your 20s. And like, I just remember like my body changing again. And I was like, I've done this already. Excuse me. Why are we doing this again? Like, ew. And then again, when you have children.
Hormones are fun.
Hormones are
a
so
lot
fun.
less about my butthole hair now. In case
I
anybody
barely
knows.
care at all.
But yeah, exactly.
It's hair.
I don't have time to care about my butthole hair.
Nope. Sure.
You can't risk getting cut again.
So if you're young and you're listening to this and you think you're the only one with butthole hair, I promise you're not. And I think that they should add that to period classes.
They really
Disclaimer: if you're young, please don't listen to this.
Yeah, I know. When you said
Young,
11, I
should
was like, God, I hope there's
turn
no
this off
11-year-olds on here.
No, like I don't know why the age 11 just came into my brain. That just did we say the number 11?
Yeah, I
don't-
did. I
Kelsie
said.
did.
I
Okay.
think, I think that's the age that we had the period talk.
I think
in
so.
school.
Yeah.
maybe.
Like
Yeah.
Probably.
I don't know.
Yeah, I remember like
Yeah,
5th or
yeah.
6th grade or something.
Yeah,
But it was a
that makes
very vague class, and I don't think I really learned a whole lot of anything of what to do and how to handle things and what exactly would change. I actually remember them talking more about like boys and having like their voices changing, and I'm like, I don't care about this.
It was taboo. They're not talking about what's going on with the women. You're gonna
Not that I regret learning how babies were made. Like, I think that's a good thing to teach, but also, like, could we focus more on the things that an 11-year-old is going to care about in that moment? Like, when their butthole starts sprouting hair.
I mean, they talk about it for like armpits. Why can't we
they
talk
said
about it for the
armpits
buttholes?
and, like, obviously, when I'm thinking of my pubic region as 11-year-old,
just
I'm
thinking
not
of the
thinking.
front.
I'm thinking the
Yeah.
V, not the
front
B.
only. Yeah, not.
The V
They
and
should
not
have
the
just
B.
said the whole nether region.
Yeah.
Like,
From
all of it
crack
down
to
there.
all of
crack,
it down there, crack to crack, front
the
to
whole
back.
split.
Oh Lord.
Oh, and that's just the beginning of all the fun stuff we go through as women. My gosh.
We got from friendships to butthole hair, just like that.
Really quickly.
That's how it
and,
happens.
That's how
It
it happens.
does.
It's
It
that
does.
quick.
Just the butthole hair away.
Oh my! And that's how we knew we were best friends.
Literally,
Okay,
I we can talk
never
about
had this
buttholes.
conversation with another adult friend. I mean, any friend, but never another adult friend. So
Right. I mean,
This is-
exactly.
we're
Well, that
locked
just
in
goes
now.
back to like, it is hard to find your people when you're older because
Yeah.
when you're younger, for some reason it's easier Maybe, but when you're older, you just want to find people that you don't have to have any fluff with. Like, cut the shit and just be real.
And they
Small
have to
talk
put in the
is
same
boring.
amount of work. Like, it's work,
Yes.
you know? The other people have
it
to be
is
able to
work.
reciprocate.
Yes.
You know, I feel like I thought, because it is hard, but I really was stuck in that, like, oh, it's so hard to make mom friends. It's so hard to make mom friends. But when I actually started putting the effort into making the mom friends, then it wasn't that hard. It was like, you have to also take a certain amount of responsibility for what you want. I was like, oh, I want friends. Well, I can't have friends if I'm not out there making friends. So,
Yeah.
you know, to a certain point, you have to like, okay, I'm going to put myself out there. If it doesn't work, then oh well, I don't have to speak to that person ever again if I don't want to. And if it does work, then great.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's the hard part too, is like you have to work through like the dud friendships too. Because when I think it was when my oldest was born, it may have been my second though, but I just remember feeling like really lonely and feeling like, gosh, like I really need mom friends. And so then I discovered Bumble.
No.
Because Bumble has the friend side of it.
Excuse me.
Can I just tell you how awkward it is to like scroll through and you're like, oh, I'd be your friend. I'd be your friend.
Do you swipe left and right? No.
Hold on.
Based on what? Wait, no.
You went on a dating app for friends? I can't.
Basically, yeah. It's like specifically for mom friends. And I loved the idea of it, although it was weird of like reading through and being like, yeah, we'd bond on that. Or like, probably not. Probably not.
I've never actually met someone who really actually has used
it didn't go well.
What were
like,
okay, so there's a story. Okay, give it to me. Give it to me. There's a story we haven't heard.
Well, I attempted to. Like, there were a couple girls that like I had talked to and was like, oh, like maybe, right? Like they kind of lived nearby, right? And the one girl that I was trying to set up like a play date with, who I don't know other than this one picture and like some chatting, which is okay. But like, and I can't really judge because like we met online, like we met through the internet. But I just remember we were trying to coordinate something and I'm like, I don't know her. We're going to meet somewhere public, right? Like we're bringing our kids together. And she was so insistent on coming to my house and like being in my space. And I was like, I don't, there's something off here.
Red flag. Where's that red flag guy?
Yeah.
And that's when I realized I am very thankful I am married and never having to go through the dating app side. Because if it sucks for friends, oh my gosh.
The anxiety around that is just
no. Oh my god. I could never. We've all been with our husbands like very long times, correct? I think so, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I have been with my husband since a month before I turned 19. So like I missed all the dating app stuff.
Same.
I was barely an adult when I met him. So
we're lucky.
No. I think my lucky stars every day for that because I could not imagine having to go through the dating app era. Like
I know that there's like some success stories, obviously, but I definitely hear far more like horrifying stories than I do of like the successes.
Yeah, like they're a
way too much anxiety for that.
Yeah.
Same. I watch too much true crime and I have too much anxiety and I would be like, I'm going to get yeeted, like marked 100%. And just like, no. I think that just in my everyday life because I'm paranoid. So
me too.
Yeah.
Couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah. My husband's way more social than I am. And so he has always like we've been together 14 years since high school, like the end of high school. And so he's always told me like, oh, you need to make more friends. You need more friends. You need to find friends, whatever. And I basically never listened to him. I would like make friends with people from work, like I said. And like when I finally realized like, oh shit, this would be a good time to have friends was when we got engaged and I needed to come up with a bridal party.
Oh my God.
I didn't have friends. And I've like, okay, people who have bridal parties that are like 7, 8, 9 girls, I'm like,
what?
Even right now today, I'm like, who were those people? Like, I can't believe they're all your friends. That's so much work. Okay, but I had 2, and one of them was my best like friend from growing up. Like since I was in kindergarten, I knew her, and she lives in a different state, and we like really only talk like every few months, but the bond is still there. So she does like totally deserve to be in my bridal party. But I couldn't make her my maid of honor because we're far apart from each other and like we don't talk that often. So then my other friend that I was gonna have be in my bridal party was my best, like she was my best friend and my work friend. And we're not really like close anymore. We've kind of grown our separate ways. But I was still like debating on this maid of honor thing. And I was like, oh my God, do I ask my mom to be my matron of honor? Like I was literally like messing with that in my head because I'm like, I don't know who to choose. Anyways, I ended up choosing my like best friend who lived here. Everything worked out fine. But so my bridal party was 2 people because that was like, unless I added my mom for number 3, that was top. That was max number of people I could have.
I feel you.
I love that though. Yeah, I don't feel like they need to be huge.
No, it was small and it was intimate and it was great, but
I had like 6, and that was a hard thing to narrow down. Like I could have had 10, I think.
Who were they?
I probably could have had more too, but I had 6 as well.
Were some of them family? I don't have a sister or anything like that.
So
me either.
Yeah, well, both of my sister-in-laws that are married, and I actually regret now looking back. I'm like, I should have made Trevor's sister one too. Like that was rude. She's one of my very like best friends in the whole wide world now. But like then I don't know what I put my brother's sisters. Oh my God, my brother's wife in there, and then like a bunch of my friends. And honestly, there's friends that I didn't ask that I wanted to, but I was like, there's so many. Trevor will never be able to. I mean, he probably could, but that's like a whole. We'd have 27 dresses where the
oh my God.
Yeah.
No, I had a hard time too. It was a stretch for me to find. Well, I had like a solid 3, and then it was a stretch to find a 4th, and I was actually shocked because like my husband is not like we're definitely opposite. I'm the social one, he is not really, so he doesn't have a very large friend group. And I was actually shocked when he came up with 4 people to ask to be part of our wedding party, because then I was the straggler. I was like, wait, excuse me, I have to find another one. I thought we were what?
How old were you when you got married?
25.
I think that makes a difference because I was 19. So
yes.
I still had so many connections of my high school friends.
Yeah.
Same. I was 22. So I had lots of like college and high school friends and stuff. So yeah, I think it makes a huge difference when like you're in that community still.
I agree. Yeah, I was already like removed from that. I was removed from that the second I graduated high school, to be honest, because that friend group, I was like, ugh, I don't mean to be mean, but they weren't going anywhere. Like and neither were our friendships. You know what I mean? Like I could see. I don't care if they're listening.
They're gonna hear it.
I have lots of stories about one of them. Maybe one day we'll touch on it, but obviously I won't name her by name, but she'll know who she is. Anyway, I just look like I wasn't even in high school. Like towards the end of high school, I was becoming disconnected from those people anyway. So by the time I was ready to like leave high school, I was just okay with piecing out and be like, bye, time to move on with actual life. So yeah, by the time we got married, first we decided on 2, like each of us having 2. And I was cool with that because I was like, oh, 2 off the top of my head, perfect. Because I only had 2 like really close friends at that time. And then my husband went rogue and found 2 more. And I was like, excuse me, I have to. And so like I don't regret having them in my bridal party, but I don't talk to any of them now. Like none of them, except for my best friend, my maid of honor. She's the only one I talk to. All my other bridesmaids, we don't speak. And like I even tried to message one, and I was like, oh my God, I miss you. Or I said it was her birthday, so I was like, happy birthday, I miss you. And all she said was thanks. I was like, oh. Oh.
Like, okay then.
Okay, okay, bye.
Yikes.
I hate that for you.
That was recent. So I was like, okay,
She's
I guess
like,
we're really
thumbs up
not friends
emoji.
anymore. Yeah.
They're gutted.
But I was like, it's okay. Like, you know, we had grown apart, which I knew. And that was after we had our first daughter, my husband and I. And so I think like for me, I know once I had my daughter, my values changed. Once I had my daughter, I had like I don't know, like everything that I thought I knew was different, and I started feeling different about certain ways. And I think that that friend group, like some of those people that were in my bridal party and in my friend group at that time, either just didn't understand it or like didn't maybe necessarily agree with like my changes of opinions and values, which is fine. So unfortunately we grew apart, but I don't talk to any of them anymore. And that is on keeping and making friends in your adulthood. It's difficult. And like, what can you do, I guess? But
yeah,
now I have you guys.
thank God.
Yes.
You guys are my bridal party
This
for
is
life
the
now.
friend group I didn't even know I needed. And that's why I feel like
Literally.
I hope the listeners feel like they're brought into our friend group, because I think there's so many people out there who just like don't have a group chat of friends, because I didn't.
They better feel included, because I talked about my butthole
Yes,
to them.
we
so.
know all about
Yes.
Kelsee's
Right.
butthole.
We did not delay on bringing them into the inner circle. No, what is it? The inner sanctum.
You're on sanctum.
Were those
Yeah, isn't that kind of like another word for butthole? What's the word I'm thinking of here?
Stop.
This is what I was trying to say when Chat GPT suggested the inner sanctum.
I was
The inner rectum.
Yeah, that's kind. We should take that
dumb.
out. Actually, every
No.
every episode isn't going to be about buttholes, guys.
It's fine. We're already. You're in the inner sanctum. Did you ever watch
God.
Sky High? Whenever they were like the secret sanctum. Now I'm gonna think of a secret butthole every time I watch.
Oh
it.
my God!
Stop.
No, I didn't watch that.
Oh my gosh.
I was gonna call you out and say, was that all wow. Chat GPT?
My other BFF. Yep.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
your other
God.
BFF. The only other person that you talk to more than you talk to us and your husband.
Chat GPT, Monica's side piece.
I hate talking to Chat GPT.
I can't even like defend it. Like I can't even argue, because the amount
No,
of
you
times
can't.
that I'm just like literally chatting on my phone and like, help me with this now.
My
Like
husband's like, is that your friends or is that the robot? She's like, they're all the same.
You can tell.
mom friends are
tell.
hard to find, okay, Ashley?
They're so hard to find. Monica.
If you're desperate for a mom
with
friend,
the
Chat GPT has your back.
Oh, if you guys are lonely,
If you
after
need to
this,
talk to
just
someone.
pull up AI.
AI.
Oh, crap.
God.
Almost
No.
like a real person.
No, I can't
Almost.
with AI. I can't.
I
you're
can't either.
you're like so much more into it than me.
I
somebody
just
talks
can't think
AI
about
and I
it
get
too
weird.
much.
I'm like,
That's
I
because we're
think
the
it's-
conspiracy theorists.
that is
and
true. We are the
I don't
conspiracy
think I don't
theorists
need
of the
that,
group.
that robot in my life.
Okay, you want to know something that I'm not a little bit bothered by?
Yes.
Yes.
This moment in pop culture this week. Did you guys see the Olympic couple that they broke up? They're a duo, and they broke up sometime.
What sport are they in? Does it matter?
Are they in the
What?
same sport?
Yes, the same sport. They play a sport together. Like it said duo, so I assume tennis, but I don't actually know the sport. But
We
they,
don't know the sport. Okay,
they
that's
play
fine.
the sport together.
But they're a
Oh.
team.
They're
They're
a
a
team.
team.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
And they were a real
I
life
assumed
team.
it was tennis because I think tennis is called tennis duos
Maybe
when
I
they
don't
play
know.
together.
Somebody fact check us.
Perhaps.
So
We love it's doubles.
they had been together, I want to say 4 years or something, like they were a couple.
Like a relationship couple.
Yes.
Okay.
And doubles tennis.
Okay.
Yeah, they broke up. They had been dating since 2020 and they announced their split last month.
Oh,
Okay.
And then
that's bold. Right before the Olympics.
Right. Like, how do you,
they were quoted saying, "It's a private matter, but of course we will play together. We are professionals."
Oh
But the pictures when they won, like
Oh, they won.
he's like kissing. They won gold at the Olympics.
Oh shit. Okay.
Wow.
How do you not just like?
And he's like
must have been so much
kissing her
resentment
head,
between
and
them.
she's like crying. It's a Hallmark movie.
Are they back
Literally.
together though?
I mean, how would
How do you?
If it's a
even
Hallmark
from
movie,
that,
yes.
how
Not
could you
get back
not
together.
together?
Yeah.
Wow.
But how do you? Wow. Okay. No. Okay. So they must have a very healthy relationship because, like, how do you even go on to play the Olympics if you guys broke up? Like,
That
they're-
doesn't make sense to me.
It would
commitment?
be very difficult.
What are you committed to? Are you committed to each other? Or are you committed to tennis? Like,
They
I
were
need to
committed
know.
to tennis.
They're committed to
Like,
tennis.
They were clearly
But
committed
maybe
to
they're
tennis.
committed
Tennis
to
won.
both. Like, tennis did. No, I mean, like, I don't mean committed to each other in the sense that, like, they're not, like, they're still in a relationship. I mean, obviously it's important to both of them. So they
Yeah.
still have to have that commitment to each other as
They
teammates.
obviously have very healthy boundaries and
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
healthy,
Yeah.
communication to get through that and still play. Because
I wonder if they have a therapist. I want to talk to them.
oh, I feel like I have to.
I would
They
talk to
probably
that
have a
therapist.
few.
Like,
To
yeah, right.
win, to go on to win gold after a breakup, that seems
And then to be that like
foreign.
right, like how could you play together? Like it had to have been either an amicable breakup or they just set the boundaries very clear and like, you know, really stuck to them, because I would not be able to play a sport that I loved with a person that I used to love without having some resentment if it wasn't, you know.
I guess
Like,
it
yeah.
all
4
comes
years
down
is
to
a
why
long
they
time.
broke up, maybe. But
Right.
Yeah, like
Without
maybe
this.
there was stuff going on in the relationship and they needed to like not be stressed about that kind of stuff to
Yeah.
be able to focus on the game.
Well, and
couldn't
2020
be
was like
me.
when the world shut down too, so I wonder if it just was like a relationship out of like comfortability, because maybe they were
And
already training
isolation.
together. Yeah,
If
or
you see
isolation.
the pictures, I'm begging you to go find
Send
them
me them.
after this.
Send me
They're-
them.
They're so cute.
I want to see. Send me. Just send them right now.
Like, okay, they're
Because I
so
would-
cute. Like I'm not even seeing some of the ones that I saw earlier, but I would melt into a puddle if it was a matter of I would be, let's get back together right now.
I was gonna say, did they
Aw.
not run off and get married? Because
I
Yeah,
would
we
have
need
run
an
off. And,
update.
I would have run off and got married right now, and I would have asked them to make a ring out of my gold medal because
literally, or like the tennis racket that you used to win or something. Like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, that's
Oh,
so
my-
cute though. I had not heard about that. The only thing I've heard about the Olympics is Simone Biles. That's all I've heard.
That's what I mostly. I
Because-
haven't watched any of it. But side note on the Olympics, my swim coach in my senior year of high school
Oh,
was
they're
an
so
Olympic
cute.
gold medalist, and I got to wear her medal, and it was like very cool and very heavy, by the way.
Ooh,
I bet.
okay. Actually, random Olympics story. This is so random, but when I was pregnant with my first, my husband was doing some videography for one of the ice rinks here, and Dorothy Hamill, which is an Olympian from years ago,
Yeah,
was the instructor, and she ended up being one of the first people who knew we were having a boy. Because we told
Oh my god!
because we were
so cool.
we were getting ready to go to our appointment and had her sign something for my mother-in-law, and so like it was just after our appointment, so we had just found out, and I'm pretty sure she actually was like the first person who knew we were having.
That's so funny. I love that.
Yeah, that's cute.
I bet
That's so random.
celebrities find out genders a lot. A lot of
I
secret
know.
genders.
Like all kind of secret stuff.
That picture of them, that couple, well, not couple anymore, is so cute. They just
Right?
look so happy, and he is.
If Hallmark
so
doesn't turn
sweet.
this into a movie, they have
Oh,
seriously
gosh.
missed their opportunity.
Oh my gosh.
Because this is, can you imagine, from lovers
No.
to competitors together, back to lovers.
Mm,
Like, the
cute.
medals are
To
so
each other.
shiny.
They,
with
oh,
their
they
Olympic
find their way
gold.
back to each other, though.
So
That is
cute.
So cute. Okay, I have something. You guys are gonna be bothered, but not in like an aggressive way. It's gonna be a weird bothered. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Because
A weird
the title got me. Okay, so I was on Reddit and I was on "Am I the Asshole?" My favorite Reddit
Ooh.
area. So it says, "Am I the asshole for doing weird or awkward poses whenever my mother-in-law, quote unquote, accidentally walks in on me in the bathroom?" And I saw that and I was like, "Excuse me?" I'm like,
Yeah, what?
So
do
many
you mean?
questions. So
many
many questions.
Okay, so she says, and it's a girl, she says, "So my mother-in-law, I'm a gal, by the way," which I love the word gal. How cute. Okay. She says, "So my mother-in-law came to stay with us for a few weeks till her home is renovated for Christmas. The problem is that she has been randomly walking in on me while I'm in the bathroom. Thankfully, not once has she seen me naked because I started picking up on her behavior after the second time in a week. Weird.
Very.
She'd barge in and then turns and says, 'Oh, sorry,' then closes the door.
Wait, I'm sorry. Do they not have locks on their doors?
Okay, well, hold on. Just
Okay.
wait.
Okay.
I tried talking to my husband about it, but he kept ignoring me and then flat out said, so what if she accidentally seen you naked? She's family, he said. Seriously, just like that. So that's how I read it. That's how it was typed. So that's how I read it. We have a lock, and I could have used it, but I have past trauma from the idea of locking or being locked in a room after my brother locked me in the bathroom when I was 5. So that's why she doesn't use the locks. Which I'm like, okay, I can understand because like I'm claustrophobic, and it's mostly because like of people like holding me under a blanket, and I didn't want to be, you know, like things where you feel like you're not in control. Okay, so I was like, can relate, got it. Okay, she goes on to say, so I came up with this idea. I'd go inside the bathroom pretending to use it and wait for her to come. Because honestly, it's deliberately at this point. When she accidentally barges in, she'd see me in a weird or awkward position. For example, doing a ballet stand, standing on the toilet, or standing facing the wall with my hands up, fully clothed, of course. So just weird shit.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
See how awkward and weird this would be for her, because she'd stand there for a few seconds trying to figure out what I was doing. It was hilarious at first seeing her initial confusion, but she told my husband about it, claiming she caught me practicing rituals in the bathroom.
Oh my God, rituals!
Stop. She was looking for something to like complain to him about, and she got
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I cleared things up and revealed my reason why. My husband was livid. He called me childish and said that I made his mom feel terrified and weirded out by my behavior.
Not the asshole.
Okay, hold on. He said I should have acted maturely and locked the damn door instead of playing mind games. And then she put an edit. She was really excited about like thousands of people responding to her, and she's glad that she was anonymous, but she was hold on, sorry. My husband and his mom are extremely upset with me. He still thinks it's ridiculous and is demanding an apology before she goes back to her home. I'm not sure if I will apologize because, yes, while it is a me problem that I couldn't use the lock, it still feels wrong what she did, and maybe I'm wrong too, but at least I got, and so did everybody else, a little bit of chuckle out of it. Also, I'm sure Thanksgiving dinner will be hella awkward tomorrow. I would just stand in the corner all Thanksgiving dinner and be fucking weird.
I don't think the mama's boy.
Okay,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so
I don't think
feel
that
a lot of
she's
things.
Yeah, I don't think that she's the asshole. And
No,
I could see it as like two ways of like, okay, communication's good, just confronting it, right? However, I could almost, if this is the approach, I could almost see communication and trying to be direct about it would probably just make it worse.
Right. And I mean, she brought it up to her husband, and he just kind of brushed it off. But that's
I feel like it's
once is an
I agree.
accident. Any more after that is on purpose, because if I walked in on somebody, I would be making sure for the rest of my life that I never walked on anybody again.
Literally.
Yeah.
Knock on the door. How hard is it?
If the door's closed.
Knock.
This is something my mother-in-law would do. She would totally walk in. However, I don't care. But it's still weird to...
It is
I mean,
weird.
if you're going to walk in and... Like, my mother-in-law would walk in, and she would act like, if my tits were out, she would just act like nothing happened, and she would just say whatever she needed to say, which is fine. But if you walk in and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, then if you're going to pretend to be embarrassed, then you better make sure you never walk in on me again. Like,
and then continuously do it. Like,
yeah.
Well, and how do you...
My mind was like reeling. I'm like, why does she keep doing that? Does she have some kind of like
what does she want? What's the
obsession
deal?
with you? Like, is she obsessed with you?
This is gonna
is
get real
she trying to
incestuous.
find-
I have a theory.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, God.
I was like, is she trying to find reasons to like, maybe she doesn't want you to be with her son anymore, and so she's looking for things to like get her son upset with you? Is she like, I was spiraling. I was like, what is the reason? What is the reason?
Well, and like, how do you make that jump too from like you see her doing a ballet stance and like it's rituals now? Like how do you not just
or like whatever? Like,
how do you not just stand there and go, what are you doing?
This is giving I want my baby boy back to myself energy.
Yes.
And a little bit like maybe going in there because she caught her. Did she catch her naked once? Did you say that?
No, she said she never caught her naked, thankfully. Like, so she must have been like pulling up her
because she could have
pants
been
or,
going
like,
in there like, I'm sorry, but I've read some gross stuff about like
Yeah.
moms and
Right.
like
I have
have
another
boys,
one.
I can't imagine, but like like going in there to like judge their significant other's body.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
Or,
see, and that
like-
was the other thing. I was like, is that a reason? Is she trying to see like, oh, you're not good enough for my son? Like,
yeah, but then she starts acting,
weird.
doing ballerina poses, and then she's like, "Oh, I can tell my son that this is weird," and then like I can create this divide this way,
yeah.
And she did.
She
She
went
did,
in
literally.
She
with
did. She was
one-
successful.
Yeah, she went in
Mhm.
with one thing, she was probably just like feeling insecure and wanted to like see the wife in a vulnerable position, and
Right.
then ended up getting ammunition to. You're not the
Mhm.
asshole, but you probably just made your life harder.
Yeah, you're not
Well,
the
Yeah.
asshole,
definitely not
but
the asshole, but
the mother-in-law
you, I
wins.
think,
I mean,
might have a bigger problem than
she got what she
that.
wanted.
Because if I said something about my mother-in-law to my husband, he would be like, "Mom,
Like,
Yeah.
rein it in. Like,
cut
yeah.
it out.
Yeah, stop.
You're being a
That's
freak."
weird. Don't
Yeah,
be- don't be
I'm
weird.
bothered by the husband. I'm very bothered by the
Listen,
husband being upset with her.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law lived with me for quite a while and would literally stand outside my bedroom as far as she could and yell if she couldn't see me, just to make sure. You know what I
Are
mean?
we
She'd be like,
good?
"Hey, are we? Can
Oh,
I come?"
God.
You know, I feel like the mother-in-law was just like sitting there listening, waiting till she heard the bathroom door close, and then she'd be like, "Okay, now's my time," and just go like,
That's it, yeah.
It's
so
not an
weird.
accident if it's happening multiple
More than
times.
I want to know
You
how
are
many
fading.
times.
Like,
she
if she
just, that's
could've-
like,
She
Yeah,
didn't
like,
give the
that's a
number,
lot of
but I wanna
times.
know.
If she can
That's
get
a
to
lot
a
of
point,
times.
yeah, if she can get to a point where she's like expecting it
Then
and
it's
Yeah.
planning
a lot.
it, then it's
Yeah.
way too frequent and consistent.
It
Yeah.
almost sounds like the mother-in-law was waiting outside the door to like maybe hear, like, because to me it doesn't seem like she necessarily wanted to see her naked, because she hadn't. She could have literally opened the door as soon as the girl got in. You know what I mean? So maybe she was listening to like hear when she was finished up, and then just like maybe it was supposed to just be like an invasion of privacy that way, or I don't know, or just like maybe
It
she
had
was just
malicious
trying-
intent.
I
Yeah.
think it had malicious intent.
Yeah,
I
whatever
do,
it
but I'm
was,
like,
it was malicious.
Yeah, whatever the
that's not
reasoning was,
right.
it wasn't a good one.
No.
even if it was just to make her daughter-in-law think that she was crazy. Like, I feel like
Well,
that, like a minor
the thing that's
inconvenience.
yeah,
Like
the thing that's
stealing the
weird to
batteries out of
me,
everything, so you feel like you're going nuts. Or like,
right? I think what's weird to me is that if you're the mother-in-law and you find out that this is what somebody, like what length that this person is going to because they're expecting you to walk in in the bathroom, like how do you not go, oh my gosh, like I'm the asshole?
Right. I was
Yeah,
gonna say, you're
embarrassed.
caught. You're caught. Like,
Yeah.
you're caught, and you're the weirdo, and why are you still doing it?
It's hard to even imagine because my mother-in-law she'd be like, "What are you doing, you?"
Yeah.
So would mine. Mine would look at me and be like, or she would tell my husband, like, what the hell is wrong with her? Which this lady obviously did, but she did it in like a I'm fearing for my life kind of way when there's no reason to fear for her life. Like, clearly she thinks her daughter-in-law's a witch. Or that's just what she's saying. You know what I mean? Like,
She's leaping to
She's doing-
conclusions.
The
She's
next
doing
time you come
rituals
in the
in the
bathroom, I'm gonna
bathroom.
hex you.
yeah. You know what? I would be like, think I'm a witch. Go ahead.
She should write it.
You wanna mess around and find out?
Right.
Yeah. I
Do you want to find out what hexes, right? Do you want
Right.
to find out what hexes I was doing?
Maybe
Do you know who they were on?
Maybe you should stay away.
They were for people who barge into bathrooms.
she should bring a voodoo doll to Thanksgiving dinner.
Gosh. Oh no.
She should go with it.
How many years ago was this? This was 2 years ago, and it's still like pretty relevant on here. Why?
Oh,
I found
my
some other
gosh.
ones that were just like disturbing, which honestly I would maybe we'll save that for another one, because I found one that was like another mother-in-law situation.
Oh, the mother-in-law. The
Oh,
mother-in-laws
it's a
are
slippery
gold.
slope. It's a slippery
Yeah.
slope.
It is a
being
little
mother-in-law.
slippery. Yeah.
I hope I'm not a crazy mother-in-law, but I'm crazy.
I hope I'm not either. But also I feel like part of it is like just allowing your kids to be separate from you and start their life and not feel like you can still control it.
No
It's
offense,
also
because
just
you guys
disturbing
all
that it
have
seems to be going
boys.
on. Yeah, I know.
Mhm.
You guys
I
all
was
have
literally
boys.
about to
I have a
say-
girl.
was gonna
I've got
say, well,
one.
you have one. Okay, but you have mostly boys. And I was gonna
Yeah.
say it does seem like a lot of this is more boy moms than
Yeah.
it is girl moms.
No, this
That's
is the
why
thing.
I hope that I'm not a crazy boy mom mother-in-law.
I don't think you will be.
I
Just-
hope not.
I don't
want
think
to
you
be
will
best friends with my daughter-in-law. I don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm
wanna
hoping for
be-
too.
be. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I've seen
hope-
a lot of stuff actually lately on like social media, like negative about boy moms, and that kind of like hurts my heart a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's people
So
out there
have I.
barging in on their.
This is why. This lady's why. Thanks a fucking lot. Giving us
Yeah.
all a bad rap.
Literally a bad rap.
Oh,
Oh,
my
I have seen it
goodness.
actually. Wait. Ooh, that okay. I
Future
have seen
episodes.
the bad boy mom stuff. I've seen it.
I think that's a great
Monica's
teaser
like, "We're
for
not
our next.
going there.
No, I feel.
Stop. Okay, well,
The tea's
No.
not gonna get too pipey.
I was just gonna say I think that that's a great teaser for our next episode.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, if you guys have made it this far listening to us, you freaking did it. Welcome to the
we
club.
love you. We love you.
You're now a bothered bitch. Yes.
Yes.
We
Welcome.
love you. Thank you.
Welcome.
That's our group chat name, by the way. The Bothered Bitches.
Bothered
Literally.
Welcome to
The
the
Bothered
Bothered Bitches Club.
The Bothered Bitches who have the A Little Bit Bothered podcast. Welcome to our inner sanctum.
We'll get more
Yes.
bothered as time
We'll
goes
get
on.
Bothered Bitches t-shirts.
Oh, God, yes.
Please.
Yes, please. Oh my
It's
gosh.
our first episode and we're already planning our merch.
Yeah, we need
Yes.
merch. We should all be wearing merch
I have
right now.
merch sitting behind me that I've never
You
sent
actually
guys,
do.
So
That you need to send.
Savannah.
Yeah, where's my hat? Where's my
Yeah.
hat?
Where's
at this
my
rate,
hat?
it might be Savannah before you get it.
Might as well.
Oh my God.
Might,
Might as well
might
just bring
as
them
well.
with. Yeah, put them in
Might
your
as
carry-on.
well. Alrighty.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
okay.
thank you so much for listening. We had so much fun. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at A Little Bit Bothered.
Yes.
And anywhere podcasts are, anywhere, like anywhere
Streaming.
podcasts.
Yes.
Wherever you
Streaming.
wherever
There
you
we go.
listen
That's
to
the word.
your podcast.
Make
Wherever
sure
listen
you
to
hit
your podcast.
subscribe and leave us a review.
Do
it.
Leave a
Watching
review.
you.
Yes.
It's important.
We'll love you.
We'll love you forever.
Stay tuned for more episodes to drop.
Welcome to the inner sanctum of friendship. These bitches are a little bit bothered.